And we've made it just in time for the show.
I haven't had time to put on a jacket.
I know, right?
I know.
You were
I know.
talking about how cold it was.
Dude, I'm freezing. And how are you doing this?
I'm amazing. It's the magic of After Effects.
Dude,
right?
I'm stoked, man.
That's why I always wear this green shirt.
Sure.
Yeah, because it's green screen magic.
Because continuity, right?
Because continuity, right?
Dig it.
I mean, you
Dig
know.
it.
Yeah.
All right. So,
It's because he's heard me
welcome
say
to Talk
continuity
Heathen.
too many times.
I'm Eric.
I'm Jamie.
And today is December 17th. We are live on Sunday, December 17th. We are live
From the Free Thought Library on Koenig Lane, headquarters of the Atheist Community of Austin.
That's right, what he said.
That is what I said.
Before we get into it, if you want to give us a call, our number is right here.
Yeah, you could let me point to that.
Our number is right here.
Here.
1-512-686-0279. Give us a ring if you have something you want to talk about. So, Jamie, how was your week?
That's an interesting question, my friend, because you already know how my week was.
That is true.
It was another down week.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah, it's all.
I'm
a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder.
Yeah. So,
Please tell me you got that.
I did.
Yeah.
I got the reference.
That's Bay Once and crew before she was just Bay Once.
Please stop that. Anyway, so let's
so
see.
it
What news
begins.
do we have for the show? Can I talk about what I did?
What did you do? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's
People.
a subreddit.
Yep.
Haha, I broke the news.
If you want to hop on reddit.com/r/talkheathen, there are a lot of people who just wanted to be able to share, and so that's just. It's not a forum for. It's just hop on, check it out, share, and we'd love to see you on there.
Did you write up rules for that, or did you?
I did. I wrote up like 3 rules like 5 minutes before the show, so you know.
You mean
Awesome.
Painstaking rules written?
Don't be an
hours.
asshole. Those are the rules. Don't be an asshole.
That's one rule.
Yes, it's a good one.
There can be more than one.
So,
Oh God.
we've got that.
You're the one that is always about trolls too.
Yeah. I've been keeping track
Trolls
of what's been going
2
on in
is the
Southern
best,
California. Have you?
Are there more fires you want to talk about? Because you're so
it's
hot
still going on.
for fires.
It's been really brutal. Just kind of seeing people I know that are all getting displaced. It's been pretty bad. I know that I've been whispering, so I have to be better about speaking loudly.
Yep. You've got to enunciate. None of the like.
What else? We had net neutrality got destroyed this week.
I mean, the
We live in
FC. We live in a net positive negative world. There is no net neutrality now.
But we still have time to fix it. We still have time to call our legislators who can do that. We had a caller call in to just talk about net neutrality and to just bring awareness to it, and yet it still happened.
Yep. That's because we didn't on this. That's because this show didn't spend enough time talking about it. I'm sorry, America.
We take responsibility for
we
net
failed
neutrality.
you on net neutrality.
Yep.
We will not let it happen again. We are on the internet. The internet is important to us. We should have stopped the FCC.
Yep.
It's great having the power to stop the FCC. It's so fantastic. If I just believe that I'm all powerful and that if I pray and
We
things
had
happen.
that. Disney bought out the rights to a bunch of Marvel characters.
No, I thought they just bought Fox Studios.
They, like the whole Marvel cast, can get together now. So X-Men can get together with the Avengers.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
fucking amazing.
Fantastic Four, my understanding. Fantastic. We could
Yep,
get a
the first
Fantastic
family.
Four movie that isn't utter shit. That's not going to be a controversial statement at all.
No, that's not a controversial statement at all. It is.
All right.
It is the view of talking.
Fans of any of the Fantastic Four films, bring it. You know that fans that are fans of the stuff that's shit, like Prometheus, fans of Prometheus, those are the most intense apologists for
what
their
we're saying
thing.
is we're going to go U-Bowl on you, and Jamie's going to fight you.
On the internet.
Yep. No, physically.
On the
physically fight you.
internet. I will fight you so that I don't have to fight them. I will fight them on the internet. You, I will destroy with my telekinesis. Also, it should be mentioned that we don't have a show next week.
Or the
week after.
Yeah,
which means that for a variety of reasons. What? Are you okay?
Yes, it's our Christmas episode.
Yes, this is technically our Christmas episode. And so Eric will wear the doodle bopper.
Yes, very serious doodle bopper.
Yes, having a doodle bopper on our show for a Christmas episode is now...
It's needed. It's needed. I got to do the doodle bopper.
It is now a canon of our traditions.
Mm-hmm. It will be every year.
On the count of 3 then? 1, 2, 3. Change approved. No?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay. That's... Someone somewhere is like, oh my gosh, you watch that show? No, not really. I just know things. But look forward to next year, because we have some surprises coming for you.
We do. We're trying to.
We have some small operations, some big operations. They've got code names. It's very exciting.
Definitely, we have Project X, and we
have.
It's not a thing anymore, because anyway.
No, we have Operation Handwritten Manifesto.
We don't talk about that on the
air. Okay, sorry. Oh no, we do have. Did you say Plan X? It's Operation X, presumably. Mm. As in X, you out.
Alrighty. So what? It looks like we don't have any callers.
Well, yet, but hold on, because there's more things to say. Because relatively soon.
Save me from him.
Relatively soon. Oh, if I ramble incoherently and terribly, then someone will call. No. Relatively soon, you are going. So relatively soon, there will be 2 weeks where we don't have a scheduled Sunday show to prepare for, which means that the creativity of just like things produced in the meantime on the brand, on the Facebook, on the Reddit, on the YouTube, on the... Well, we don't have a Talk Heathen Twitter, but that's because I do too much Twitters already.
Jim, you need to do more.
Too many Twitters. I need to do more Twitter.
You do. You need to do more social media. This is all your fault.
Okay. Well, you know what? You're
FCC and then this. It's all your fault.
That's true. I wasn't tweeting enough. That's what let the FCC take the internet from us.
You know what? Speaking of social media, I've been taking a look at the YouTube comments.
Me too.
And we have a thriving.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Community getting together, and it's been really awesome seeing people go into having discussions with each other and.
We have the which episode was that? Was it the second episode where it was like murderers, and then there was just
Mike,
can I tell you this? My favorite thing was I was reading through the comments and it was like, oh, you guys are great. Oh, that's funny. Oh, here's this. Oh, not that much. And it was like, no replies, 1 reply, 2 replies, no replies. And then we get to this, it's like, oh, by the way, atheists are murderers, blah. 45 replies. I'm just like, well.
This is the community that we're creating.
Here we go.
I absolutely love it.
Bring it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now there's a format for a longer, drawn-out debate that will be able to be found by people in the future. So bring it. We don't say the names of people that
we do not.
Are not fans of the show?
No, we're not going to.
You know who you are.
That's not
bring
a thing.
it up. That's not doxing. Don't. Okay, now we're going to have a very brief aside. It's the time change is what it is. We had to switch times, and now people don't know when to call in.
Is that it?
That's probably contributing to it. If we'd moved it earlier...
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a suggestion. We're not ever going to do that.
No.
If the change had been from the other way, people would have been surprised by it being early. But because we pushed it back, then people probably went, when is it? Someone in the chat was, there's that. Someone likes your hat.
Okay.
Sorry, that was one of the things that we got in comments was like, oh, it looks like they're reading the YouTube. Looks like one guy's just talking on his own, trying to find
and the other guy's playing video games.
The other guy's playing computer games.
Yeah.
I don't know what computer games
We're actually
play,
monitoring the chat and
the calls.
And the calls.
Yeah. So right now, one of the advantages of changing the time is that people will be out of church by now. So
you need to
run down to your local corner church and then just shout the phone number into a crowd.
Get somebody to call.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, we need to be able to, sort of riff a little bit.
And that's all right. That's all right.
I think we should do that, right? This show is a little bit lighter than, our sister show, that one that no one has heard of, The Atheist Experience.
What? What show?
Yeah, it's like a little tiny show, no one's heard of it, whatever. So it's difficult to be like, so let me go on a rant about this, that, and the other that's terrible, but...
Well, if I'm going to get the opportunity to talk, I'm going to talk about fallacies. I love them. I love them so good.
You love them long time?
Yes, I do.
Is what you're saying?
That's racist, Jamie. You said that racist on air. This is all you.
Send
your hate mail to Jamie at talkheathen.com.
No, send your mail to mail@talkheathen.com, because I think you deleted your mail, because when I send things to Eric at talkheathen, they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Why didn't you reply to any of the letters I sent you?
Anyway.
Yeah, that's what you get.
I'd like to bring up a fallacy
on-air
if we have
shaming.
time.
Is that the fallacy of on-air shaming?
I would like to talk about ad hominem.
What do you know
about ad hominem?
I know that it's Latin.
Yes, and what do you know about that fallacy? Let me take the time to explain it to you. Ad hominem is when you attack a person instead of the idea that they're bringing up. So it can take
wrong because you're wearing a dumb hat.
Exactly. You can't take me seriously because of my doodle bobber hat, right? Because of my doodle bobber hat.
To be clear, that's more like ad hatonym.
And ad hominem takes on many different shapes and sizes. So there is the argument from hypocrisy, which is a form of ad hominem. It's when a smoker says you shouldn't smoke, it's unhealthy, right? Well, you can't tell me what to do. You're a smoker, so obviously you're a hypocrite, so I can't trust you. That's a fallacy. That is a form of thinking that will not get you to truth reliably. So we have that kind of ad hominem. We have don't listen to this person in the past. They've done X, Y, and Z. That's a form of ad hominem. Don't subscribe to this ideology or listen to it for its merits because it leads to communism or it leads to Nazism or whatever the case.
That's with a pinch of slippery soap appeal to consequences as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of that stuff falls under the ad hominem umbrella, and we as atheists and secular people, skeptics, need to be aware that we do it too. So stop it.
Yeah.
If you're taking a look at an argument and you disagree with it, your response shouldn't be, oh, they did this terrible thing, or oh, they're a flat earther, or whatever. You can have really great people who have a lot of really great ideas who aren't experts on everything. None of us are experts on anything, actually. So why would you dismiss everything somebody has to say for us? You need to always evaluate the claims based on the evidence, instead of dismissing them out of hand because of ad hominem. So that is my my little rant for ad hominem.
Well, I would say it's a bit and not a rant because it was very informative.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
If I'm going to go on with this.
I mean, yeah, if you have notes, do so. I mean, you know the things that I have notes on, and I keep working on them. And
all right.
My things. Yeah, whatever. They're for other media, so I'm trying to save them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, go. You don't.
So
if you're looking for me, like, is it okay to keep talking
for
long periods of time?
Earlier about like Richard Dawkins.
We were speaking earlier about people in general, and Richard Dawkins came up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but the first atheist book that I read, the first book where I actually learned about the responses to apologetics was The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins. And it was incredibly informative. I went on from there to read The Blind Watchmaker and a couple other books and articles that he's written and talks that he's given. But he's also said some stuff online, on Twitter, things that he don't relate to his degree, that not everybody agrees with, and all of a sudden you have this person that's tarnished for something they did that doesn't relate to the books that they wrote. And so where do we lie with
so that? Here's the thing. I see a tendency, probably as a result of acquisition bias, a tendency just in general conversation amongst people to operate under the assumption that psychology isn't a complicated field that one can't just casually understand from an armchair.
Yeah.
So for example, anytime you've heard someone say, oh, they're just crazy, or that's crazy, or they have a mental disorder, and that person doesn't have a fucking degree, they don't know what they're saying. I'm sorry.
Or they might.
If they're making a diagnosis and they are not qualified to make a diagnosis, forgive the language, but fuck that.
You don't want to fall into the appeal to authority, though.
It's not an appeal to authority.
But I get what you mean.
Like it's not. Oh, that person either has or doesn't have like something that we would generally consider to fall in the characteristics of a mental disorder based on whether these people say. It's there are people who are making statements who are not sufficiently informed or educated to come to these conclusions. For example, radiometric dating definitely doesn't work. There he is.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many different tools. You're getting me on the radiometric dating, but yeah, no, I get that.
No,
I get that.
I know. I'm very much tired of like, oh well, the Westboro Baptist Church, they're just insane. Like, no, they're just indoctrinated. They're just wrong. Humans are wrong about a lot of things, and humans are fanatical about a lot of things.
Oh.
Whether it's being a cat person or a dog person, or whether there's a correct way of pronouncing things when there's a controversy over how to pronounce those
GIF.
things.
It's not GIF.
I was talking about
peanut butter.
how to
Jamie,
pronounce.
We argued about this off the air, and I'm bringing this on the air. It's GIF.
To be clear,
actually,
I
you know
did
what?
not engage.
Send us. I want to know how many people pronounce it GIF
at
or GIF.
Heathen so that he can see them because he's too afraid of having his own email. That's what
it's GIF.
My favorite is there's I can't remember whether it's a page or a Tumblr or a slogan I heard somewhere where it's just written out, it's GIF, not GIF, but with no indication of which is which.
I like that a lot, actually.
I know, I do too.
No, Kevin. It's not GIF as in peanut butter Kevin.
At the present moment, we are monitoring the chat as well. So if you don't feel like, being on the internet equivalent of TV, which you could do right now and talk to us about how awesome you are, we would shift the conversation, but you can do that. We will argue with your chat. So bring it.
I opened this up. It has begun.
Yeah, you did. What are you talking about, Russian person?
I don't know. So hold on. Are we really doing a This Grinds My Gears episode?
We're doing a This Grinds My Gears episode. Okay. How did you not make a pun on? Oh, you didn't want to say Kevin's last name.
No, I didn't.
Okay, but there's a pun there.
Yes, there is. It's funny. It's fantastic.
You should reply with that pun.
It's too late.
Kevin still exists.
So, what else grinds your gears? What's in the mind of Jamie?
I don't know.
All right, so that's a really good talk.
And that's the show. No, it's not.
Okay, so we talked about fallacies.
We talked about fallacies. We did.
We can continue to talk about how religion encroaches in on our everyday.
Oh, we could talk about how having the attitude of a 5-year-old response to arguments, particularly in the public sphere, has led to some ridiculous back and forth between people who are arguing, like 5-year-old apologists for, like, well, the problem that we're going to run into is that at the present moment there are people that do that for not just their God, but also for their politics. And I can give examples on both sides for American politics, even though simplifying politics to 2 sides also annoys me. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. This is a great episode. I'll just bitch about shit for 40 more minutes, and then we'll call it a day and go to a late lunch. No, so right now, if you look on the internet, you can find Christians talking about how gravity isn't 100%.
100%.
Flat Earth, just gravity exists. All I'm saying is it's not 100%, right? People who believe that the Earth is flat believe that there's gravity. They just disagree about why it's there, or they say that they don't know why it's there. But because of the like, oh, you have faith in gravity, oh yeah, look at this, the response isn't, oh, okay, well, that's not what I mean. I mean, you have faith that your phone works for this reason. The response was like, oh no, that's not gravity. You can't say that. It's just a response of no. To anything you say, no. It's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, when you cook stuff, it gets hot. No, not always. Nuh-uh. As opposed to actually engaging with the point in any kind of, if the beginning of your response to an argument is always just, no, nuh-uh, what you said is false, as opposed to the facts you presented, I can get somewhere else with them, you're going to end up saying things like, no, gravity's not 100%. Don't do that. Think about the argument you're having, because guess what? If you find yourself in a position where their arguments are compelling and you can't find anything that they've said is false, you're going to get your mind changed.
And that's okay.
That's good.
And that's okay.
It's not just okay, so it's good. Your mind should be changed.
We're
when
actually
you're wrong.
getting some really great comments in the discussion in the live chat.
Cool.
And I want to bring up a couple of them. One of them, the first question is, what's up with your suspenders?
What do you mean?
What is up with them? Why do you wear suspenders every episode? It's weird. It's weird, Jamie.
Why do you wear glasses every episode?
Because I need to see.
Yeah.
All right. Question answered. Next question. There's a growing movement of people who are claiming someone who lacks belief is not an atheist. An atheist. What is a person who lacks belief called?
Lacks belief in what?
I'm assuming a god. Right? Someone who lacks belief.
There are a few labels that can be applied to that person from the third party. However, I would probably end up calling that person something like Steve, depending on what their name was.
Or Kevin. Kevin.
Yeah.
I don't like you anymore, Kevin. Fuck you, Kevin.
Whoa, dude.
I'm getting rid of the child. No, it's going to be...
Hey, Kevin is in the chat. Is that the Kevin you're getting a problem with?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, you've been called.
Okay, so
actually, Kevin,
what do we think about people who lack a belief?
Can I reach out to Kevin, or should I just type at him?
Go ahead and type it, and we actually have someone. That's
okay. Well, who's on the line?
They're being
screened still.
They're being screened. Okay. In the meantime, there are a couple things we can punt right out of the way. What is a person who lacks belief? You can come up with whatever terms you want. As long as when we talk about it, we can share those terms, that's fine. If you don't want to call yourself an atheist, what do I really care about that? But if we are in the same basket, if we're in the same group...
Yeah, then you can call yourself a flirgenblurge.
Yeah, so enjoy that. I really don't care.
A flirgenblurge, a person that does not believe in Burgle.
Another question, what's more dangerous? Liberal Christians or fundamentalist Christians? Fundamentalist Christians. Liberal Christians have the ability to flex and are going to be around longer, and that's going to suck, but fundamentalist Christians are the kinds of people who actually go wild and murder people. So I'm going to go with the fundamentalist Christians. How about you?
If the question is which is more dangerous to all of the other humans, then the answer is fundamentalist Christians.
All right. We have one more, which is about new atheism.
Because they'll fuck up the liberal Christians as well.
First, I want to talk to Kendall. Are we ready to get our first caller? 25 minutes in, are we ready for our first caller?
Yeah.
And am I going to quit whispering because I know that I need to speak the fuck up?
Well, you don't need to
Let's
yell.
do it.
All right. You can have a...
Kendall, you are on the air with Eric and Jamie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
So happy you called.
I'm marvelous.
I'm the first caller. I was sitting there washing dishes, listening to the show, and I'm like, all right, as soon as I call, they're going to get a flood. I'm like, nope. Okay, all right, I guess I'll pick up the phone.
Yeah. Eric doesn't like being trapped in a room alone with me, and you make him feel not alone.
It's a small room.
I don't blame him.
Jamie's gassy. It's terrible. I don't.
So you guys, I don't know if you remember I called last week.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to. I have a different topic today, but
oh darn!
I did look up what was it?
Barnum
statements. Statements. Yay! I was about to say something like you did your homework, but then
I did.
I don't know what you're talking.
I forgot the name of it.
That's names. Okay. What's in a name? A fallacy by any other name would be as invalid as before.
For me and the rest of the people who have no idea what you're talking about, could you describe what we're talking about?
Yeah, Kendall, do you have the definition for us, or do you want me to?
I don't have a definition.
Will you explain to the rest of the class what the?
Yeah. So basically, when I called last week, I had asked the question, do you guys know atheists that believe in anything supernatural aside from a god or a higher power? Mm-hmm. And I talked about how even though I don't give it any merit or truth, I really like astrology. And they recommended that I go look up, what did you say it was called? The
Barnum statements.
Statements? Mm-hmm. Statements. So I just watched a short video clip about it. It was like a little animation, and pretty much it just explained different tests that they've given. Like I know they did one in a classroom, and it was like a personality test, and everybody had the same exact test. Everybody got the same exact results, and everybody thought that it was like completely on point with their astrological signs. Mm-hmm. Which that part was the part where I was like, yeah, that's right. Because in the beginning of it, they were talking about horoscopes, which like I've always thought horoscopes were garbage. What I always liked about it was just the zodiac signs themselves. But that kind of was like, yeah, okay, I could totally see how that would be a thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
So they're named after P.T. Barnum, who's a
circus guy?
A very famous...
Is that true?
Barnum and Bailey?
Yeah. That's why they're called Barnum statements, because he's the this was, George Washington's nursemaid, She's 120 years old and still here talking. Give me your money.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but it's a statement that's stated generally enough that people apply it to themselves. And I know that I just ranted about armchair psychology, but when people...
All right, armchair psychologist.
But when people hear statements and try and understand them, right, it applies to themselves, right? There's a fallacy for... Oh, sorry?
Oh, I pretty much just repeated what you said. Don't mind me.
Oh, it's cool. Are you woman-splaining then? No.
Oh no.
No.
Send your hate mail to Jamie at
talkheathen.com. That one. I'll take that hate mail. She knows I was joking. Let me tell you what she thinks. No, sorry, Kendall.
Yeah, right. No, you're good. So I also wanted to say I want to know where Hamish is. I'm a little disappointed.
Okay. Let's. Okay, so a lot of people have been asking about Hamish, and that's a really good question.
Did we phase that guy out?
No. I love Hamish.
Okay.
I have just a spot in my heart for Hamish because he's a human straw man. I mean, it's unbelievable that there are people that exist that are like Hamish, and it's been independently verified that Hamish is a real person.
No way.
Yes.
There's no way.
It's a freaking thing, and I'm so excited about it. That's why I love it. That's why I love it so much. Because he's a real person.
Every time he says the word Lord, I can't handle
the word
Lord.
The Lord.
I can't do it either.
So, is he wonderful to have on? Yes. But do we want this to be the Hamish show? No.
Yeah.
And so
I can get behind that.
Yeah, and so we're going to have times when we bring him on, and we really want to bring him on when he has other things to talk about, not just morality. Where do you get your morality? You know, if he's got something else to say, then he can call in. But otherwise, we really got to move on. We really need to talk to other people. So
I hope that he understands how we feel, even though empathy is flawed.
You know what I'm doing, actually? I'm ad hominem attacking him right now.
No, you're not
That's
saying
what I'm doing. I'm making fun of the Lord. Like, I'm going into, like, making fun of his accent.
It's ad hominem, but not fallacy, because you're not saying that he's wrong because he says... I can't say Lord.
There you go.
Lord.
You purred.
So, I'll jump into what I was gonna.
Please do.
Oh yeah.
Please do.
Now 6 minutes into your call or what have you, you can get to the.
Hey, I mean, first caller, 25 minutes in, I'm just going with the trend, man.
Oh
Please,
yeah.
Please save me from Jamie. What do you got?
Okay, I have a coworker who's, I think he identifies as an atheist as well. I know he's at least a skeptic and he's not religious. And we often go back and forth, and he will play devil's advocate, and we'll have debates about, Christianity and religion and stuff. And he always plays the role of the Christian because he's good at coming up with, what they'll come back with. And it's not like a planned thing. We're not like, oh, let's have a debate. It's just like, we'll start bullshitting and that'll happen.
Sure.
So one of the things he always comes back to me with when we're talking about morality in the Bible is he'll always bring up the New Testament and say that Christians argue that the New Testament basically wipes away all of the shitty things from the Old Testament. And I've tried to kind of do some cherry picking in the New Testament of things that are in there that are horrible and immoral as well. But I still...
Do you want help? With that?
Yes.
Do you have a pen?
So
no.
But
you can watch the show back.
Specifically,
can I try and go off the top of my head a little bit? I don't have verses, but let me hit you with some things. Sure. Do not think that I've come to bring peace to the world. I haven't come to bring peace. I've come to bring the sword. I haven't come to unite people. I've come to turn son against father and mother against daughter. All of the Jesus wants us to have these family values and then own our children as property and make as much money as possible they're the opposite of New Testament things. Make no provision for tomorrow, as well as everything about the New Testament is not the way you're living your life.
And the argument I always come back with is that all of the commandments are from the Old Testament, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Is that correct?
All 613, including the 10 that Christians like.
Right. And then on top of that, what was I just going to say?
Okay. So...
You can talk and I'll think.
Yeah, okay. So what we're talking about is the fulfillment of the law. It's Matthew.
Oh, I got it.
17.
I got it.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Who won the Bible race?
Yeah. So, I'm not super well versed on the Bible. I know enough about it to know that it's horse shit. But
well, if you haven't read all of the Begats, then
go on.
I know. So Christians believe that God is perfect. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. There are some apologists.
And basically,
there's some apologists who will say that their God is as perfect as is logically possible. To get around that.
So to me, it's how are you going to claim that your God is perfect and makes no mistakes and all of these things, and wrote this horrible book? But he was just kidding. Now there's the New Testament, so never mind.
Yep.
How do those things coincide together and make sense?
It depends on what level of apologetics you want.
Yeah, so...
he was training those people up to be more moral, which is my favorite, because it's really, how many generations of people had to live and die immorally before you?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And we're still suffering through it.
And he's just training us up
And at what point was
Our
like all of
grandchildren will be
the
ready.
At what point was all of the rape and murder okay? Yeah, until like that, until you cross this threshold.
When he was training those people up.
My mind is when people say, "Well, at the time those things were moral," or "Well, slavery was different back then." No, I'm sorry. It doesn't. There's no time limit for when that was absolutely disgusting and horrible.
Yeah, is there a type of slavery that you think is okay?
Right.
But if it's only for 7 years.
Still slavery.
Sorry, I'm playing Christian's advocate.
So I actually do want to give you the chapter and verse for when you talk to him. It's "Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them."
That's a good one. I like that one.
And it continues. "For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished." There's another version that's and not a jot or iota.
Jot or tittle.
Yes, that one.
Because a tittle is the dot above an I.
So there are.
So if you use umlauts, you can get 2 tittles.
Yeah, you have that split, right?
You're wearing a doodle bob.
So I'm wearing the doodle bob. That's right.
So you have to be the serious one.
I love it. I love the doodle bob.
Thank you. I do too.
I like it too.
I wear these hats all.
I felt that
December.
you needed some praise for it because you weren't getting it.
Thank you.
There's your praise.
So the split here is in the fulfilling the law part of it, right? The apologetic says, when you fulfill a law, it is done, and then everything behind it is wiped out, right? It's just finished. Right. But that's not how fulfilling the law works. When we pay people to fulfill the law, they're called police officers, right? They enforce the law. We have an entire system to fulfill the law. We have judges. We have a court system. We have a jailing system.
I work in law
and all.
enforcement myself, actually.
Then you are fulfilling the law. That doesn't mean that you arrest one person for the crime and then that crime is totally cool now.
Yeah,
right.
The legislature would be very busy if it had to.
Prevention specifically, so I catch shoplifters. So no. After one's been arrested, it doesn't mean there's no more theft. So.
Wouldn't that be nice though?
Wouldn't that? Yeah, it's just as soon as you catch one, all the shoplifting stops. Yeah. Well, but then you would have helped contribute to fixing a societal harm, and you could, move on to bigger and better things and help society more.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah.
So
quit thinking about your own job so much, Kendall.
If people do. Actually, you know what? In your job, you have a really great opportunity to be able to use that argument and say, "No, I fulfill the law." That's what I do. That's what you do for a living.
I fulfill the law. Sorry.
I am the law.
Yes.
The law.
To anyone in the back, we do have a caller coming through that needs to be screened.
Hey, go ahead.
Lynn phone? No. It's ringing and not getting picked up.
Yeah,
That's what we're telling you.
It's a process.
I was just trying to help people out.
It's Lynn phone. It could be from overseas.
Oh no. Kendall.
I think your screeners might be sleeping because he answered and he said, "Hey, thanks for calling the atheist shit." Wrong. And then he took about 10 seconds to say, "Thanks for calling Talk Heathen."
Nice. Nice. Yep. The show's going places.
It is. We are being mistaken for the atheist experience. That means we've made it.
Yeah, there you go.
Just call me the spin doctor.
So Kendall, here's the question that we're in now: is if it is Hamish.
No, we're not dropping Kendall just because.
Are we? Should we?
No, commitment. Don't be afraid of it. Okay.
This is getting real personal.
Well, from where I am, sorry, I just told someone, quit thinking about your job so much, and I got laid off, and commitment, and now I'm single, so that was the bad news.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That was a weird way of bringing that up.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
But
I'm a survivor. I'm not going to stop.
I'm glad.
I'm going to work harder.
But Jamie is on the market.
Well, hey. Hey, girl.
Hi.
Hey. When you say on the market, you keep saying things that are phrased in that similar way. I'm in the market. Thank you very much.
No.
Joining the market.
He's on the chopping block.
Okay, now things are getting even darker. I don't know what this is. For clarity, Eric is not my pimp. Wingman at best.
I'm not convinced, to be honest.
Well, you know, if you
you know what? By the way we dress
alone,
alone, I actually would understand that.
Actually, by the way that we dress alone, if you close your jacket and people don't know what you have under it and it's cold outside, who's dressed more flamboyantly?
There you go.
P-I-M-P. I can spell 4-letter words.
All right. So.
Well, I believe that prophecy has been fulfilled. My prophecy from a moment ago.
All right.
So, Kendall.
Okay.
Let's throw this to the live chat, I think. Give them the choice to vote.
Yeah, you know, the people that engage in that. And Kendall, because she called in.
Yes.
I feel like Kendall has the thing. So, as you may have guessed, we have Hamish on the line.
No.
And yes, Kendall, I believe that, we'll have to go back and look. Did we say his name 3 times? Is that?
Maybe he just appears after 3 times.
You did. I bet you we did.
Now, the question is should we take the call, Kendall? We're
Absolutely.
leaving. Yeah, that's 1 for Hamish. We're going to give this to the live chat. Live chat. Do we take Hamish?
Vote now.
Yes. And in the meantime, while the votes come in,
you can vote 1, 0, or -1. And that will be in favor, abstain, oppose, go. And then we can just
5.
throw that in a,
Ooh.
yeah, we can have a live vote count because you know how great C-SPAN's ratings are, right? We can.
Okay. We actually really should be checking this live chat more often. We have people giving us really great quotes.
Oh.
Matthew 5:21 and 22. Pretty much going through Matthew 5 should give you enough that you need to be able to counter that.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's see. No, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Oh, it's going close.
Okay, wait. Do we need a vote count? This is literally what I do. This is my dream
yes,
right here.
No.
Well, one of them.
No, yes, no. We're going to take the call.
You're
I want to take the
holding
damn
8
call.
fingers
Let's do
up
it.
and then just saying yes and no a shit.
All right.
Hey.
Kendall.
Thank you guys so much.
All right.
You
Thank you.
fucking rock.
But
You
also,
saved me
I
from
was
him.
gonna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kendall.
Have a good one, guys.
Call
You
back
too.
again too. You know, maybe we'll
Definitely
find a ghost.
do.
I will. Next time y'all are in a dry spell, I'll call you.
Much appreciated.
Cool.
Thank you.
Wait, what
Bye,
kind of dry spell?
Bye.
Because I'm in the market. So.
All right.
That was bad.
That was really bad.
That
But
was
we've
really
got 10
bad.
minutes and we've got some time for
Do you have
Hamish.
any friends who can? Ooh, set me up
Ready?
with? I'm gonna
Are we
not
ready?
Lean all over on the mic. All right.
Hi, Hamish.
Hamish, you are famous.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello,
I
hello.
hear that you only have 10 minutes left.
Yeah, so Hamish, we have a lot of people that call in and say you're not a real person.
And we believe that you are.
Yeah, we've got messages that say that you're not real. What do you have to say about that?
They are cowards and they are false.
They're cowards and they're false. But
Yes, I don't feel the need to address such people.
Okay. Do you
I have a knockdown for atheism.
you do. Is it about morality or is it something new?
It's about morality, but it destroys the atheist morality from within their own framework.
Okay, before we get into that really quick, Hamish, we're working on setting up elements for our show to continue debate even off the air, so like in a written format. Are you familiar with Reddit, and are you willing to engage with us there as well as on the show?
I'm unfamiliar.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not the most tech savvy.
Oh,
no worries. This is actually a pretty easy webmail address, something to type in, and it'll give our fans and people who think that you're fake a chance to actually interact with you too.
I know that you've left your email with our the call screeners before.
Do you just want us to email it to him?
Well, we can email with him, and he can use emails. We can.
Okay.
The as helpful as it is to give tech advice, I'm not sure that people tune in to Talk Heathen so that they can learn how to use websites. But, yeah, we can work with you, over email to figure out how to get this going, if you're okay with that.
Perhaps.
I mean, I'm not asking you to commit to anything, but I just wanted to check and make sure you're going to get that. Now, knock down our atheism, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I thought your show was 2 hours.
No, that's the Atheist Experience. This is Talk Heathen.
Very well.
Well.
So, you believe that morality is about well-being?
So there are a couple different schools of thought there, and what I want to kind of nip in the bud first is that most of the time when we're talking about morality, and this is just most of the time, we're talking about how we explain what we're already doing and how we're already treating each other. And then when you get into specifics, then you can get into certain philosophies, right? You have objective, people who are going to look at the numbers and say, if it helps the most people, that's the most rational choice. You have people who are going to say, no, every situation is unique and needs to be weighed. The pros and cons need to be weighed completely relative to that one moment in time. So to broadly generalize, it would be really tough to do. I just kind of wanted to jump in with that.
Well, you're talking about how people treat each other, but morality is about how we ought to treat each other.
So you're
correct.
Well, that's the difference between prescription and proscription, right? What one should do and what one ought to do.
Like that is the point you're making?
What is proscription?
Like whether something is prescribed, right?
What is proscription?
I'm pulling it up so I don't give you the wrong word.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but I would say that descriptive, the difference between describing something and proscribing something is whether or not you're describing things that happen or saying the things that should happen broadly. Like they're broader terms, so you can have descriptive dictionaries, or you can try and have a prescriptive dictionary, which is like, no, this is what the correct word is.
Yeah, prescribe. Yeah, prescribe means to set down authoritatively for direction. Proscribe means prohibit or limit or ostracize or avoid in a social sense. And so you're coming at it from different angles. You're coming at it from either the negative, no, you don't do this, or you should do this way, right? I mean, you're prescribing or proscribing. It depends on what end you're coming at it from.
Both of those are about how we ought to behave. So I don't see the distinction that you're trying to make.
So the prescription gives you the ought, I believe. But let's continue. I want to hear what you have to say.
So you believe morality is based on well-being?
That is a framework upon which some moral systems are built.
Hamish, I'm open to listening to others.
Morality. You keep talking about some systems are this and other systems are that. I'm asking about your system.
So, did you want to knock down Jamie and Eric's respective approaches to morality? Or were you trying to broadly address systems of morality that don't have a God, i.e. atheist morality?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy to give you mine. It's really not very interesting.
Yeah.
Mine is completely case-by-case basis. When it comes to going into the methodology of it, and how it's all laid out, I really haven't taken the time to do it. It's not as interesting to me. I have other things that I'm excited about.
Moral system.
That's not that's
what he's just said.
That's a false dichotomy. Either not having it is different from not taking that as seriously as other people do, right? I have morals, but am I
He probably
obsessed?
spends less time thinking about trolley problems than a philosophy professor.
I'm much more interested in other things. So to ask me on that one, I'm probably not the best person to talk to. Does that mean that I have no morals? Well, that's silly, isn't it? Because obviously I'm not being cruel to you. We're talking about this in a civil way.
So you think that, hold on, you think that cruelty has something to do with morality?
No, I think he was speaking generally in response to what you said was, so you have no morality.
Yeah.
Right? And I think if you acknowledge that whether or not you've understood his answer to that question would be a good next step for this conversation.
Would you say personally that you believe morality is about the well-being of sentient creatures?
I mean, just to be clear, the last thing I said was, hey, you made a statement about Eric not having morals or whatever, or that's what he was responding to. And I suggested that you perhaps acknowledge whether or not we see eye to eye on that, or whether you understood what he said, and then you didn't do that.
He might have morals, but what I'm trying to get at is he doesn't seem to be providing a clear basis for his morals. Okay.
And presumably that's where you would like the conversation to go, is for him to describe.
Let's talk about well-being. I mean, I'm not fully vested in that, so let's talk about it. Hit me.
We're open-minded.
Yeah.
Help us analyze morals and ethics and further inform the way in which we interact with the world around us as far as humans are concerned.
See, the thing is, Hamish, I really want to model for you what it is to be open and to listen and to embrace that. I really want you to see that it's important to be able to say, I don't know. It's important to be able to be open to things so that you can challenge your beliefs. It's important to have that. And I think that doing that right now is a good thing for you.
Yes, well, I do not mean to be rude, but it does appear to me that you do much talking rather than listening.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, talk to me.
Okay. Are either of you vegan?
Nope.
Why?
Because I'm speciesist.
Is that fair?
Nope.
Not to the other animals.
Nope. Don't care.
Is that moral?
Depends where you put animals in it. And I obviously eat meat, so it would be... I wouldn't be honest if I said that I put animals at the exact same position that I put humans on my scale of importance.
Why is it okay to eat animals but not humans?
Well...
Speciesism.
Yeah.
That's like saying racism. That's not a justification.
Actually, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with speciesism. Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm a human.
Because the moral system that we focus on, or at least the moral system that I focus on, is focused entirely on human well-being and human flourishing.
Now, I do want to...
I have a very large family. There's more than 7 billion of us, and I would like all of my cousins to eat. And if that means that cows have to die, then cows will die.
And just just so we're clear...
Or plants, or chickens, or whatever.
Yeah, and I do want to nip
fish.
this because I had this conversation with someone yesterday. Hamish, I'm just really quickly, because I want this to be in there, is that just because I value humans more than animals doesn't mean that I want to destroy all the animals. That's a false...
Yes, very well.
People equate that like I want to destroy the environment, and that's not true. So I don't want it. That's ridiculous. Go on, Hamish.
Yeah, sorry, we've been...
So you say that it's okay to give animals less value than humans because you're a speciesist.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that...
Well, me. I don't know about Jamie.
So is it okay?
Start with Eric, because my question's about...
So is it okay for me to give less value to black people because I'm racist?
No. It's inconsistent. It's inconsistent with what we've previously said. Oh, sorry. I said, about Eric's system, and then I jumped in with the answer first.
No, actually, I'm glad you did. My jaw just kind of hit the floor.
I would say that treating a group of humans as if they are animals is inconsistent with the statement, animals are not other animals are other animals and are not humans by definition.
Well, humans are animals.
Yeah. Precisely. Yeah. Sorry, the close-up just zoomed in on Eric's hat, and he's wearing a funny hat. That's what the statement is. Presumably, you weren't laughing at the statement "humans are."
No. I'm laughing at this.
So there's a specific species of animal, humans are animals, that the moral system that I employ is focused on, and that is also the species that I am a member of. So saying, oh, but there are groups in that species that we could treat differently, and I would say that's inconsistent with focusing on the entire group of Homo sapiens.
Mm-hmm. I'm 100% for expanding the tribe, so there are no out people. We should all have...
Well, I mean, we want everyone to be out so that there's no... Sorry,
No, you know what I mean. There's no in-group, out-group, right?
Yeah.
Everybody should be part of the in-group. We should care about each other as if they're part of our tribe.
Why exclude animals from this tribe?
I feel like I tried to explain that to the best of my ability. That doesn't really... I know that doesn't satisfy you, but before we wrap up the show, I want to give you the last word. How do you justify animals in your hierarchy of things? And if you say it's the Bible and it's in Genesis that the Lord made Adam the purveyor of
we have
animals,
dominion over the...
Is that going to be your answer?
You asked me, how do I justify animals?
No,
I'm sorry.
I think
Jamie, do the thing. I've been sick all week. I've been trying really hard not to make it so.
Well, it didn't until then. You were getting
I know. Just go.
I believe that Eric's question was, do you have a justification for using animals for food and not being a vegan? But I'm actually not entirely sure whether or not you're a vegan.
I am not a vegan.
Okay. And then is there a justification that you use in your moral system for not being a vegan?
I do not believe that the Lord granted animals souls.
Okay.
Oh, have you ever owned a puppy? Or like a pet?
Yes.
But the cuteness of that puppy was bred into it by humans.
Oh.
So
I don't like that.
the Lord didn't imbue that puppy with cute
right.
dog eyes. We did.
So Hamish,
well, here, really
appreciate you calling. We really do need to start wrapping it up, though.
Well,
what do you got? What do you got?
So that the last your hat is the star of the show again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The last question you had before Eric asked you about your morality. Can you remind me the way that you asked that?
Perhaps it was, why is it okay for you to be speciesist?
Oh, yes. So there are Homo sapiens, and if you look at the development of our species and society and the way that we take care of ourselves, it's the nature of animals to need to consume things to survive, right? In the same way that it's necessary for animals, particularly mammals, particularly reptiles, to keep warm because they're cold-blooded, right? It's actually a little bit chilly outdoors, and people make comments about, because at the present moment I'm wearing shorts, about whether or not that's a wise decision or whether or not I should be wearing a thick jacket. Why is it that you wear a jacket when it's cold instead of a warm poncho or do other things? It's because it's a kind of reaction to the world in which we live. Humans seek to survive, and to do that they need to ingest various nutrients and calories, etc. And those calories are easily found in the flesh of other animals.
They can more easily be found in plants. You can survive off of a vegan lifestyle.
When you say more easily, no, it's
pretty
easier
difficult
to transport calories, proteins, and nutrients in meat just by volume alone.
It's necessary to eat meat.
Well, it's completely unnecessary for humans to survive, just depending on what perspective that you take, whether or not something is necessary.
For humans to eat meat to survive.
All right, so.
I mean, yes, the consumption of meat is not a necessary component of surviving, but
Indeed.
it's also not a necessary component of eating. Sure. Should we be working, like, the point I'm trying to make here is presumably there's some line that you are hypothetically drawing between the lives of plants and the lives of all animals, including humans.
Well, if you believe that animals are sentient and plants are not sentient, then that is a good line.
Man, this is a really good topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal, Hamish. I am going to leave this to the fans to help educate me. I am going to look more into this. I'm going to look into the ethics, and I do want to learn more about it. I don't feel like it's something that I can speak on right now without just blowing it right out my butt, so I'm not going to do that.
You have committed numerous fallacies.
By saying I don't know and I want to learn?
No,
that's a fallacy?
No, not in that particular, but in your defense of atheist meat eating.
Would it help if I told you that there are many vegan and vegetarian atheists? I don't.
Yeah, but
what does that have to do
ones
with
are being
atheists?
consistent with
Atheism.
atheist worldview.
Okay, stop with the atheist worldview. I'm gonna say this one more time, and then we do have to wrap up. Okay?
As long as I get to ask him what the answers was.
Yeah. So with atheist worldview, it's only one position that there's not enough evidence to support the belief in the existence of a God.
I said,
right?
Listen.
Here, hang on.
Listen.
No, hold on, Hamish. I am talking. Hold on a second. Because I'm giving you the atheist position. The atheist position is the rejection of the statement, there is a God, because there's not enough evidence for it. There are tons of things to do after that. When it comes to how we evaluate different claims, right? There's skepticism, which Jamie and I are skeptics, right? We want to be able to test things. But you have atheists who believe in spirits and auras and weird
crystals,
magic healing things and crystals and the idea that there are no diseases, it's all in your diet. Just because you are an atheist, well, not you, but just because someone is an atheist doesn't mean that they have anything else in common with each other. So when you keep saying the atheist worldview, that doesn't make sense. I've had big arguments with other atheists, which are fantastic, by the way, when it comes to ethics and morality.
May I interject?
Yes, you may. I just needed to get that out. You go ahead. Jamie's going to say his thing, and we're going to wrap up, okay?
Can I please say something?
Yes.
Yes.
I did not say the atheist worldview. I said atheist vegans at least are consistent with the atheist well-being-based moral worldview.
I mean, to be clear, a system of morality based on the well-being of humans or all living animals is not necessarily tied to a belief in a God. There are people
agree with that, but we were specifically talking about atheist vegans.
Yes, they came up.
Can we?
Yes.
You're aware that when you do that, they're not concerned with the well-being of the plants they eat. Because those plants are dead. Those plants are farmed in conditions where they're covered in chemicals often.
Do plants have sentience?
And so now there's an arbitrary line between things that are sentient and things that are not. Why is that the line?
Because does anything suffer or have well-being?
Why does suffering matter?
Okay.
Why would suffering matter at all? Why would that be a more consistent thing from a perspective where we should understand Jesus?
Because suffering is part of well-being.
Yeah, yes, my question is, why would that be something that would be a sticking point at all? Right? Like, why would that be a good idea?
Because
to consider the suffering of do you mean pain? Is that what you're saying? Like animals feel pain and plants don't because they don't have central nervous systems? Is that I may have missed that. Sorry. I thought you were talking about just like, oh look, generations of plants and generations of animals are both dying and somehow there's a difference. If you mean pain, then we can throw in that there's anesthesia and anesthetic and painless ways of killing things.
May I explain?
Yes, please.
I was referring to all forms of sentient suffering, which includes pain, grief, sadness, etc. And if you are going to base your morals on well-being, as many atheists do, then suffering must matter.
All right, well,
when you say on well-being, which many atheists do, what you're saying, you're trying to say well-being of sentient creatures, and many atheists say well-being of humans, specifically.
Well-being of anything which is sentient.
Yes.
Because what?
Not all atheists that say my moral system is on the basis of well-being or flourishing are referring to all creatures that are what meet whatever the definition of sentience you're using in that sentence is.
Yes, some of them are speciesist and some of them are not. And the ones who are speciesist have no justification.
What you're talking about are the values and morals upon which people base moral systems. And to be clear, they have precisely the same justification that, the justification of, oh, okay, I am a human, I know that humans exist, I can see and understand the suffering of other humans, and I know that that matters more to me as a human, or even just, oh, I can see the suffering of other animals, to be clear, is more justifiable than I have faith in one ancient book, and therefore morality.
So what makes it okay as a speciesist to count? What is different about animals from humans that makes it okay to care about human well-being but not animal well-being?
Okay, at the foundation, at the foundation of moral systems, you have fundamentals, right? In the same way that at the foundation of religions, you have fundamental fact claims, right? When you have fundamental values, you apply those to things that you observe as fact. This is the formation of basic principles, and one of those values is a focus on human flourishing and human well-being. So when you say, why isn't it different? Well, we can talk about what it is that compelled the feelings of a person or whatever, or their history, but at the end of the day, what you're saying is, oh, these are fundamental values that you hold. How did they get there? Didn't they emerge from logic? No, because I'm a human. Because that's not what a fundamental value is. Analysis of reality is something that can be modeled in logical systems, is something that can be discovered through scientific skepticism. What human beings value isn't something that can be modeled or determined with math.
Yeah. That was good. Hamish, you got to admit, that was pretty good. I like that. That was good. Hamish, I'm going to cut us because I do need to end the show at some point.
Let him have the last thing to say.
All right, Hamish, get the last word, and then we're going to go, okay? Yeah. We're going to give you the last word.
Do we need to put him on hold to give the call screener his email?
Yes, let's double check, Hamish, if you're okay with that. But go ahead and give us the last word, and then we're going to pop you back on hold.
Atheists such as Sam Harris and such as Peter Singer believe that morality, or well-being rather, is something which is objective.
Okay.
And therefore, I have yet to see a reason for why it is okay to care about human well-being rather than all well-being.
You know, that's actually something that I really hope that we can talk with people about.
Yeah, it would be good to be able to get on the subreddit.
Yeah,
so if we get the opportunity to talk to, you said Peter Singer and Sam Harris?
Yes, you said I could have the last word.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
no. Yeah.
I'm not responding. Given the opportunity, I will talk to them about that.
Yeah.
But that's a good point.
Yep. All right, Hamish, popping you back on hold, buddy.
Prepare yourself.
All right.
When you do that, you sound like a troll, man. If you do that, we can't get you on the air.
Thank you for calling, Hamish.
Oh, please don't be a troll. I love, okay.
He's
I hope.
It's
it was verified. It was verified independently. I need to hold on to that.
Well, you can look into the evidence yourself and then determine what the truth is. Because even if the things that are true make the reality as you perceive it less comfortable, you should know that conceptually understanding that some things exist and some things don't, and even if things that you like don't actually exist, you can still live a fruitful life.
That got really existential really quick, buddy.
Yep.
Yes, it did. So we're actually going to wrap up.
I'm a fan of the show,
we want
Rick
to
and
say
Morty.
Thank you for watching Talk Heathen. Thank you for investing in us. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for all of your contributions. We really hope to interact with more people on YouTube. We really want to interact with people on the subreddit. And moving forward,
and
we want to...
on the Facebook page.
And on the Facebook page.
You keep...
Please email us, mail@talkheathen.com. We are going to be gone for the next 2 weeks, so we really hope to see you in January. Don't forget us. We will be here.
You say that. There may be some little bits released.
Yeah, but that won't be one of these.
No promises, just keep, it won't be one of these, yeah.
Yeah, so...
It also probably will not have a doodle bop.
No, so if, until we see you again, happy holidays, and we don't hate you.
Thank you for calling in and talking heathen to us, even though we only got two callers, and two believers in various religions, and woo. We don't hate you. We just think you're wrong.